Hey, Cub fans! Thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7. We're Randy Talks Cubs. We've got a big series coming up this weekend with the Dodgers, and I don't know if it's just me, but I really feel like this weekend series with the Dodgers is huge. It could be a launching point for us for the season. We're going to be tested for sure, and I just think it's a big 3-game set to give us a chance to see where we stand a little bit. How good can we be? Where are our holes? We might learn a little bit about ourselves, both strengths and weaknesses. So, with that being said, I just thought I would do something a little bit different, and I want to talk about the Dodgers. Do a little bit of a scouting report. We've got some time before Game 1, and I think it'd be kind of neat for us to better understand who they are because they're really good. So, I'm going to talk about the Dodgers, and then before we finish, I'll go ahead and take our lineup and do some of our leaders through 6, kind of see who's hot, some of the numbers. So just a chance for us to sort of reboot and get reset, get mentally prepared for the series against the Dodgers this weekend. So here they come. They're in first place in the West, sitting currently at 7-2. And they have a run differential of plus 15. And their lineup is really, I'm going to call it top heavy. Their top 6 guys are doing most of the damage. So they start a lineup very similar to us. They've got a lineup that they use against right-handers and a lineup that they use against left-handers too, with basically about 4 guys that they interchange, a couple left-handed hitters, a couple right-handed hitters. But let me give you the lineup, sort of the top 6. The first one is Mookie Betts. Mookie's playing shortstop, but he plays second base when they put Gavin Lux, a left-handed hitter, at second. Mookie Betts is on fire. He pretty much leads the league in everything. Here's his numbers currently through the 9 games. He's got 33 at-bats. He's slashing .485 with a .595 on base, slugging over 1,000 at 1,091. OPS is 1,686. He's already hit 5 homers, 16 total hits, and he's walked 9 times, and he's knocked in 11. So obviously, I'm hoping that not only can we control him, but we know those numbers aren't sustainable. I hope the regression to the mean starts on Friday for Mookie Betts. Otherwise, that's trouble. If he comes in and gets 3 hits a game and just creates havoc. So, Mookie Betts, we got to figure out a way to control him. Hopefully, his hot streak will subside and it'll happen this weekend. They hit Shohei Ohtani second. DH, left-handed hitter. Mookie Betts is a righty. And Shohei hasn't really been all that hot. He just hit his first home run of the season yesterday. So in 37 at-bats, he's hitting .270 with a .317 on base, .432 slug for a .749 OPS. He struck out 9 times, 1 home run. So Shohei hasn't been all that hot, but again, we know he's capable of going off and making a run. So Shohei Ohtani will be hitting second. Freddie Freeman playing first base hits third for them. And Freddie's hot. In 32 at-bats, he's slashing .375. He's got a .500 on base, .531 slug. So his OPS is over 1,000 at 1,031. He's got 12 hits and a home run. He has struck out 8 times. So Freddie is hitting well. Cleanup is their catcher, Will Smith, righty. In 32 at-bats this year, he's hitting .406 with a .444 on base and a .500 slug. His OPS is .944. He's got 13 hits. So Will Smith, they're getting a lot of production offensively from their catcher. Right fielder Teoscar Hernandez, righty. 35 at-bats. He's hitting .257, .316 on base, but he's slugging .657 slug, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. Big strikeout guy, 15 Ks for Teoscar Hernandez. And the last guy that we can count on seeing is Max Muncy at third base, left-handed hitting Max. 33 at bats, 303 average, 368 on base with a 455 slug, OPS 823. 8 hits, 1 home run. He's also a strikeout guy with 16 Ks. So those are the 6. Betts and Ohtani and Freddie, the top 3. Then Will Smith, Hernandez, and Max Muncy. We're going to have to figure out a way to control them. The next guys play, I've got 5 guys that we'll probably see because we're going to be pitching a couple lefties and a righty, so that we're going to probably see both lineups. We'll start with Kike Hernandez, right-handed hitting outfielder. He's got 15 at-bats this year, and he's got 3 hits. Chris Taylor, right-handed hitting outfielder, in 11 at-bats, just 1 hit. Shortstop Miguel Rojas, right-handed hitting shortstop, 9 at-bats, 3 hits, but he's hit 2 home runs, so he's got a little bit of pop. Outfielder James Outman, and you might remember James, got off to a really good start. He was kind of awesome early in his career, and not so much. 25 at-bats this season, he's hitting 120, 267 on base, 120 slug. So he just got 3 hits with 8 strikeouts. So James is struggling a little bit. And then the Gavin Lux, second baseman, 25 at-bats, hitting 200, 259 on base, and a 240 slug. So there's a big gap or a big drop-off from the Dodgers' top 6 guys to the rest of them. So we can somehow control bets and everybody regresses back to the mean a little bit. It's very doable. They are averaging 6.33 runs per game so far in their 9 games, giving up 4.66. So that run differential isn't outrageous, and I mean it's daunting, but it doesn't to me appear that it's impossible. We can beat these guys. They've got some holes. Hopefully we can exploit them. Let's talk about who we're going to face pitching wise. It looks like they're going on Friday with Bobby Miller, and they're going to be throwing right-handed starters at us all 3 games, according to the schedule. So Bobby Miller, right-hand pitcher, in his one outing, he's got 16 innings, has given up no runs, and struck out 11. So his whip is .5. So Bobby Miller, strikeout guy, and so far hasn't given up much. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is scheduled to pitch on Saturday. So far this year, he's got 6 innings under his belt, and he's given some things up. 6 hits, 5 earned runs, struck out 7, and walked 1. And then on Sunday, we're scheduled to face righty Gavin Stone. So far this year, Gavin has got 5 innings under his belt, given up 7 hits and 3 runs. So that's what we're dealing with. Just looking at that lineup, obviously controlling bets is critical. Hopefully Ohtani doesn't get hot on us, and we're just gonna have to pitch real well, which sort of brings me to this. Friday with Kyle Hendricks is going to be really interesting. I don't know what kind of a fork in the road we might be looking at with Kyle, but let me give you his numbers in his first start. He goes 3 2/3 innings, gives up 9 hits, walked 2, 5 earned runs, so a 3.0 whip. So those numbers aren't good, but remember we talked about Kyle in spring training. Kyle was getting hit, and I am really concerned if let's say Kyle comes out and reproduces that 3 innings, 9 hit scenario with these Dodgers, and we get down 4 or 5 runs early in the opener. I don't know what that says about our future with Kyle, with that rotation. So I'm really concerned about it, and I'll talk more about the pitchers. What I want to do now is recap kind of where we are, Cub fans. We are currently sitting at 4-2, and we're right in the middle of the Central Division. Pirates are in the first place at 5-1. Brewers 4-1. We are 4-2, along with the Reds at 4-2. Cardinals are the only sub 500 team currently at 3-4. Comparing us with the Dodgers, we're averaging 6.66 runs per game in our six, so that's a little ahead of the Dodgers, 6.3. We're allowing 5 runs per game compared to the 4.66. So our runs allowed and runs scored per game match up pretty well. Our run differential is 10. We're plus 10 compared to the Dodgers plus 15. So our lineup, we kind of know where we are, but I thought it'd be kind of a neat thing to go through and talk about our leaders. Who, statistical offensive categories, who's leading. In average, Happ at 391, Morrell at 375, Seiya at 333, Bush hitting 313, Dansby hitting 300. Nico hitting 105, Belly hitting 208, sort of rounds out the guys who are statistically eligible. Home runs, our leaders are Christopher Morrell and Seiya Suzuki, both have 2. RBI leader is Seiya Suzuki with 8, Belly has 6, Happ and Morrell have 4. Runs scored, Christopher Morrell with 7, Seiya with 6, Mike Tauchman with 5. Mike he's been scoring runs, even though Mike is just got 1 hit. He's walked 5 times, so he gets on and been scoring. On base percentage leader is Ian Happ. He's 500 on base percentage. Morrell 423, Bush 400, Dansby 400, and Seiya at 379. Our slugging leader, Christopher Morrell, 708. Seiya 593, Dansby at 500. Morrell leads OPS. He's over 1,000, 1,131. Seiya 972 OPS, and Dansby at 900. Our hits leader is Ian Happ. Ian has 9. Take it back. Happ, Morrell, and Seiya all have 9 hits to lead us. Walks, Happ has 5. Nico Horner and Mike Tauchman have 5 as well. Strikeouts, Dansby has struck out 6 times. Bush, Gomes, Happ, Nico, and Seiya have struck out 4 times. So those are our offensive statistical leaders. And some side notes, we'll talk about Nico. Nico's 2 for 19, 4 Ks and the 5 walks. So Nico's out of sorts. There's no question. This weekend against the Dodgers, we need Nico to just be Nico, to be what he doesn't have to be any better, but to be what we saw all last year. And so far he has not. And I'm talking, to me, offensively and defensively. So Nico's got two errors already in 6 games. So that doesn't extrapolate too well. But aside from his errors, I just don't think he looks like the same fielder that I've been watching. So I'm hoping Nico breaks out this weekend and turns back into himself. Yan Gomes is 0 for 9 with 4 Ks. So that's concerning. Obviously, we love Yan behind the plate, but he's going to have to figure it out here offensively pretty quickly. Amaya is 3 for 11. Tauchman is the 1 for 8, but he's got the 5 walks, scored 5 runs. Mastroboni has gotten 3 at-bats. He's 0 for 3. And Nicky Barrels is 3 for 11. So some of our bench guys, we could probably start to look for a little bit more production there as well. Let's do the pitchers. We'll talk about the starters. We just did Kyle Hendricks. So let's do Jordan Wicks. Jordan is scheduled to start against the Dodgers on Saturday. And in his 4 innings in his first start, he gave up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, but he struck out 6 and walked 3. So it was a good outing for Jordan. We're going to need that and probably more on Saturday. So we're looking for Jordan Wicks to maybe step up one more step against this Dodger lineup. Then on Saturday, Shota's back on the mound, and I don't know if he can reproduce the 6 innings, 2 hits, 9K performance that he had in his debut, that'll work. So we're in good shape with Shota, hopefully. So that's who we got against the Dodgers this weekend. Kyle, Jordan, Wicks, and Shota. and I'm hoping that Kyle can figure it out. I think I'm not optimistic about it. Um, I'm worried about it. We'll have to see what happens, and then I'm hoping that Jordan Wicks takes the next step, and I'm just hoping Shota just does what he does. The other is Javier Assad, 6 innings, 4 hits, 5 Ks, 1 walk. Javier looked really good. So, and then the Ben Brown start the Ben Brown 4 innings that he threw yesterday was really good. So I don't know. We'll have to see what it looks like between now and when Tyone gets back and when Steele gets back. That's probably what we're looking at is Hendricks, Jordan Wicks, Shota, Assad, Ben Brown. Our bullpen has been pretty good. Yency Almonte struggling a little bit. Again, small sample size, but Yency's whip is 4, and Hector Neris has a 2.25 whip. So out of the bullpen, I think everybody's been doing well. Yency and Hector have had a little bit of a rough go. But Luke Little, we probably need to talk a little bit about Luke. I know that right now we've got Hector, theoretically, the setup man with Adbert closing, but the way Luke Little has been looking, he's probably the nastiest guy we've got, which to me means you probably want to start thinking about your nastiest guy in a closing role. So I don't know what the plans are, but it wouldn't surprise me a bit if Luke Little gets an opportunity to close here very soon. Maybe not right now, but I think maybe down the road if he continues on this path, we could see that. But either way, having Luke Little doing what he's doing is really good. So, guys, that's where we are. Dodgers Cubs this weekend. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome, and I hope we can play well and come out of there with at least 2. I want the 3, obviously, but I think we need 2 for sure. And that's what we've got. Cubs Dodgers this weekend. Thanks for joining me here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. Really enjoy talking Cubs with you, and we'll see you soon. Go Cubs, go.